Hey guys, before I show you today's video, I wanted to ask you guys a question. What do you like or dislike about Wattson? Comment below in the comment section. I'm really interested in seeing what you guys like about her in terms of her abilities or how she plays, or what you guys don't like about her. Maybe you guys don't like her fences. Just to kind of create some conversation in the comment section, see what you guys are thinking about. And yeah, just let me know guys when you guys get a chance. And now let's get to the video. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about Wattson and how to win as her. I did create a video before, which is the tips and tricks, which I'll put on a link above on this video. But this one is more me focusing on a single gameplay on how I win a matchup with her, with randoms. And I talk about positioning, my loadout, how I use her tactical abilities, and just kind of give you guys a full dialogue throughout the gameplay. If you guys haven't had a chance also, please subscribe, like, comment below. This really supports the channel. It also helps other viewers, whether they're new or expert level, learn about new content that I'm producing and get value out of it as well. So that's enough about me. Let's get to the video and let's talk about Wattson. Buenos dias, buenas tardes, buenas noches, wherever you guys may be in the world. Welcome back. If you're new to this channel, my name is Josh. I create videos around Apex. I do have 2 Call of Duty videos, but I'm more of an Apex gamer. But in this video, like I mentioned at the beginning, is all about Wattson and how I'm going to use her to win this matchup. And I'm going to give you guys some dialogue. I also have another video of her, which is like the tips and tricks on how to use her. More of gameplay and tactical kind of video dialogue going on there. But on this video, I'm just going to jump onto it and just discuss what's going on in this video. So let's get to it. Obviously we landed. I am teaming up with randoms. So most of you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys team up with randoms. It's hard to find a good squad that knows communication. Even then, communication, not even using mics, which most of the time I don't use. But yeah, here I'm teaming up with some teammates that are really good, which we cover our bases really well. But here you're going to see how we actually end up winning this matchup with some actual tactical positioning, me having my correct loadout. As you can see, I already got wiped out, which is no bueno. But my team does bring me back, which is really good. A good sign that I have a good squad with me. So one of the things I'm going to tell you guys about Wattson is she's a defensive player. A lot of people say she's like more of a slow player and not aggressive. I disagree. She's aggressive, very, if you know how to use her. I kind of tie her up with Caustic in terms of like their similarities, because they're both defenders and they know how to like protect an area, especially if you're in a closed room or even an area where it's kind of closed corridors where you can block positioning or entrances. I can't even pronounce that right. Pathways, pretty much. So here you're going to see how I'm actually utilizing my space with her fences to kind of help my team position and heal up, but also create that barrier so enemies can't come in. The one thing I'll tell you guys about Wattson is that she's very easy to learn the learning curve. If you're really good with like, you know, Wraith, Pathy, a Gibby, she should be not that very difficult to handle because you kind of already know the fundamentals. If this is your first time playing, I would say she's still pretty good, just because she's on the defense side. And the one thing I always tell, like, you know, players or even viewers is make sure your mentality is to block areas. If you have fences, use them. Don't hold on them, especially with Wattson. If I find that there's an entry point that I can block, I'm going to block it immediately because you never know when the next situation will occur. And obviously in this video, I have my Hemlock and Havoc, but these are not my favorite weapons right now. I eventually get my R9 and my L-Star. Wait, not R9, R301, sorry, and my L-Star. So here I'm just trying to find the best weapons that I can. That's always the case initially. Try to get the weapon that fits your needs and you can use really well. Don't grab a sucky weapon like a Mozambique if you don't know how to use it. No pun intended. I'm pretty sure there's players here that know how to use it. I'm sure of that. But get a weapon that you're really good with, because the first initial encounters are very tough if you don't have the weapon that you like. The RE45 is awesome. but I don't use this weapon a lot. in this video. So again, you're seeing that I'm blocking the doorway. There's a reason why I'm doing that, because I'm trying to block entry points that enemies might come in through. Yes, there's just other doors that they can come in by, but the whole purpose is for you to kind of hold down, lock down the area. Think of it as a steel cage match, like in wrestling. I'm trying to lock you in, because once you're inside, you're not going to come out. And that's the way you want to play with Wattson. It's not more like, hey, let me be aggressive and shoot, but not use her fences. Yeah, you're at a loss. You want to use her fences to her full potential. So here again, I'm just trying to find the best weapons. My teammates, I'm pretty sure they have a good loadout, and I'm just kind of like looking for good loot. And obviously this area, Capital, is very intense in terms of high traffic and enemy kills. So it's very hard for you to come out alive. But in this video, we're lucky enough to get out. So again, trying to find positioning, being careful. And as you guys already know about Wattson, her passive is if she gets an ult, then her ultimate obviously charges up immediately. Her tactical is her fences, and then her ultimate, which is already lit on my screen, is basically that machine that it shields up your teammates, and it also blocks all grenades, missiles, pretty much keeps your team on guard, and it shields them up as well. So just know her abilities before you use her, because it's very critical when you're in a matchup, especially in intense situations. Again, we're just trying to find some good loot, as any team would. I don't know what you guys think about the backpacks only holding like one grenade and like, I think, what is it, 3 ammo packs. Like, I don't like it. I wish it goes back to like the old school way of holding is it like 2 grenades or 3 grenades? Just because you could have a lot more. Now I feel like you got to be very careful on what you hold on your backpack, inside your backpack. Again, it's just all positioning. We're just lucking, trying to see if we could find any enemies, which we do in a couple of seconds. And remember, with Wattson, she has 4 fences. Once you place all 4, you got to wait for it to recharge. But if you place your ultimate, those guys recharge quickly, and the total amount of fences you can have is 12. But do know you can interlink them, which creates like a cool effect and makes it very complicated in terms of like, okay, like it goes there, it goes here. So here's where we go into this room, and I start blocking the doorways, because I know we want to hold this position. So what I'm doing here is I'm placing the nodes very far apart. That way it's hard for the enemy to shoot them out, because obviously if they shoot the node, you lose your fence. But make sure you like go against the wall but spread them out. That way the enemy doesn't have a good angle to shoot them. So you guys pretty much hold this building. So I have my ultimate out, and you're seeing how it's charging it back up. I'm able to place more fences. At the same time, it's helping my teammates recharge their shields if they take any damage. So again, we're just holding positioning. I'm trying to get any information, any pings from my team if they see any enemies, which there is. And here you're seeing the interlinking. See it interlinking to that one. So that doesn't count as a fence. You're just interlinking that fence with the other one. So now I created like a zigzag type of effect, which a lot of people mostly don't do, but know that you can actually do that. Connect one end to another end. But once that end is used, you can't reuse it. Just an FYI. Again, we're just waiting for that one team to make a move, and we're about to go to action. So I think this team is actually going against another team, so we're in a third party, which is always the go-to, guys. If you guys can third party, do it. I know a lot of people say I don't like third party, but when you're in a third party, you like it. So we're going in there, cleaning out the the competition. There's no shame in this. It's a kill. It's a kill. That's part of the game. And then we see one guy here hiding by what looks like a trash can because they're trash. Sorry. So yeah, we're taking them out. And now we obviously grabbing the loot as we all do. But here goes a Gibby going insane next to the trash can again because he's trash. So yeah, you get the point here. We're obviously holding building points, but once we see some action, obviously that's a tactical play of third party in the team, which requires a lot of patience because I know sometimes we like to go into action, but there might be another team that's just desperate for the kill, which you saw they just lost. The whole point is for you guys just to hold the fort, and luckily we have a lifeline which helps too with healing, and then I have Wattson which helps with the shield, so you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. I think if we had a Gibby, you're calling a triple threat, but Octane is fine too. That guy is insane. So yeah, so now, you know, we took out that team. Now we're trying to look for the next enemy opponent while we, you know, kind of stay in position here. So, you know, Wattson, I will say she's one of my favorite characters. I've learned how to love her play style. You know, Bloodhound is my favorite. Wattson, Gibby. I'm starting to like Caustic, which I'll create a video pretty soon on him. He's awesome now because I've learned how to actually play him, and that's why I say he's similar to Wattson because their styles are very identical, which I will tell you guys on that new video when I create it. But right now, you know, obviously we're approaching. I think we do encounter a team here. I believe so. But again, you know, me knowing that I have my ultimate here is also a great tip to give you guys. The ultimate should always be used in situations where there is a third party, there is intense combat, because if the enemy team is throwing grenades, if you have your ultimate out, it protects you guys. At the same time, shields you guys, it replenishes your shields by being near it. So just make sure you guys don't hold onto the ultimate too long. Use it when needed. Don't just throw it without any purpose, if that makes any sense, which I think in a couple of games when you play her, if you haven't played her already, you'll learn how to use her effectively and not feel like you're like, well, I'm not using her to her full potential. Because I think, you know, once you get in a good amount of games, I would say like about 5 to 10 games, you kind of understand the character. And I mean back to back to back. Nothing like, hey, let me play her, let me drop her, let me go back to my main. No, play her a couple of games so you get the feel and learn it. If you die quickly, go back, play again. That's how you're going to learn how to adapt her skill set. So yeah, that's the one thing I will tell you guys. Just make sure you guys keep playing and sticking to that character. So again, you know, obviously, you know, moving around, not that much action right here, but I will say once we get closer to the end game, it gets pretty intense, and that's where some more tips will come into play on how I use her and block entry points, which helps on open spaces. She's not ideal when the map is open, but if there's open space with, like, let's say a rock and a barrier, that's a win. But if it's an open space where there's no area to block you guys from, then don't place the fences. Unless you know what you're doing, then do it. So again, we're obviously grabbing what we need. Also, one of the things I'm pretty sure you guys have faced is, I'm pretty sure you guys haven't been lucky with randoms, and I've seen through the forums or groups or even comments of like, hey, you know, I'm looking for a good squad, but I've been pretty fortunate to find some good randoms that play pretty well. Sometimes we just play with no mics. Sometimes we play with mics. Sometimes you play with one guy that has a mic and we eventually win. So I'm pretty fortunate with this team that they're really good in terms of playing the game. Which again, like I said, no mic, which is pretty insane. Again, just trying to cover areas, especially when you're not pressing. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled on the outskirts, because usually people like to rotate with the ring or like to stay behind the ring and go forward. So just make sure you look at your outskirts to find any enemies. Also, one tip that I didn't mention on my tips and tricks video is that you can actually use enemy nodes for your Wattson. So let's say there's a red fence. You could actually use that red fence and place more fences with it. So just know that if you see enemy fences, you can accumulate with that, which is a huge perk to use. And also, I'm pretty sure her ultimate too. Like if there's an enemy ultimate, you can use that too for your full potential. Again, for me, I'm just keeping an eye out on the outskirts, trying to see if I catch any enemy to call them out. But I believe I don't catch anybody here. Again, I just placed these notes here, but that's what I mean right there. How we, place a fence by 2 barriers, which is what I mean. Having it's open field, but to get over that, you got to shoot the node. But by doing that, I could shoot you and take you out. So, take your shot. Make the right choice, but most of the time, a lot of people don't do that. They just try to go for the kill, and eventually they die. Again, holding our positioning, trying to find the area, and this is where the action starts. As the ring closes and closes. And again, you see how they blocked it. This is exactly what I mean. It's open, but they're using the mountain on the other side and the mountain from the other side, obviously opposite ends, to create a barrier, which I'd pretty much shoot out because I'm taking cover, which is obviously the right way to do. So now the team knows that we're pressing, so they're worried and they're going to start moving. But that is a good play. That is a good play from the enemy team, Wattson. Obviously, the action is now in the dome section. And the dome section that we're going to approach actually has openings. And this is where I use my tactical defenses and place them appropriately, which we create that closed out feature, that cage match mentality with Wattson. So you're seeing it with the enemy right now. They place the fences. Good call out, good play from them. But I'm going to actually one-up it right now through this gameplay. So obviously I place my ultimate. I'm blocking out this side. So no one can go through, but obviously they can actually kind of go under it, which I didn't see. But here, you're seeing that the grenades are being shot out. But we're taking cover, we're doing a good job. I almost die here, but I'm lucky enough to take out the lifeline, I believe. Yep. And now I need to heal, which this could have been a double kill. This would have been really bad, but luckily we don't get destroyed here. Now my goal here is to block the area because the fence is already destroyed from the enemy. So what I'm going to do is take out that caustic, go here, block the area so Bloodhound can't go through. So we can cover or shield up, but my team eventually kills them. So again, you want to use her tactical the best way you can. Think fast and learn her style over and over again through matchups. Whether you win or lose, you're gonna get better, I promise. She's really good to master over time. And I would just say, we got 5 kills with her. The damage wasn't that great. But again, as you guys practice with Wattson, use the barriers, use walls, use the buildings to close it down, use her ultimate at the appropriate times. You will win big with her, I promise. Again, I'll create more videos for her. This is not the last video, but I'm just trying to develop some good content so you guys can actually pick her up and play as her. Again, guys, if you guys haven't done so, please subscribe, like, comment below. Also, answer the question at the beginning of the video, which is what do you like or dislike about Wattson? And once again, guys, it's my pleasure. Until the next one, I'll see you guys later.